I've been working in the strategic advisory area for almost 40 years now. Early on, we were struggling with what do we really mean by strategy, and there were lots of definitions. What I found most useful was the three that I'm about to share with you, that more than being definitions of what strategy is, they're around strategy. And I find them particularly useful when we get into discussions of developing the strategic plan, strategic direction, what have you. To display those, I'll cover these one at a time. The first one comes from the Oxford English Dictionary and is also attributed to Napoleon. It's the art of bringing one's forces to bear on the decisive point. Now, in particular, to note, it's an art. As distinct from the science, yes, there's science that will support it. However, when push comes to shove, it's the decisions that the senior leaders need to make based on what they think about something, where their values are, and how their gut feels about it. Second piece is focusing on the decisive point. So what's important here? What is the crux of the whole issue? That's the decisive point, and it could be having to do with market, it could be having to do with positioning, whatever it is. And then bringing one's forces to bear. So how do I bring the resources to bear on that decisive point? Once again, understanding it has to fit well with my values and my gut. The second definition comes from an author, Harlan Cleveland, in his book back 30 years on the future executive. He refers to improvisation on a general sense of direction. We've added the word continuous. It's continuous improvisation. The key piece, make sure we have a good understanding of what that general sense of direction is. As we get closer to that end in mind, it'll become clearer. So we continually need to improvise to be able to wend our way there, just the same way we would change course sailing as the wind changes. Finally, one of my favorites, which comes from the Prussian general in 1832, von Clausewitz, who identified strategy as good only until first contact with the enemy. And then all hell breaks loose. So that notion of develop the strategy and then follow it quickly to see what's the impact of that strategy on your marketplace, on your people, on your competitors. Are you getting a response and a reaction from the marketplace or competitors, and be able to respond quickly because of your improvisation. So those are the three ones that I find particularly useful as we go through the strategic planning exercise.